Everybody, wherever you are in the world today. Bobby's at March in Cambridgeshire, and let's have a look. Yeah, reasonable day, freezing cold though, and I'm not really catching. Let's put let's put it into this little rest for so I can chat to you a bit better. How's that? Oh, I wanted to show you where I was today. Yeah, so March in Cambridgeshire, and I've been here an hour, but I've only had 10 fish. The river's ripping through, but just got a slightly better fish now. I was thinking about packing up, and then I just got a nice roach. I'll net this one, and then I'll show you where I'm. Hello, Andy. Just net this fish. I've hardly set any gear up, but everywhere's flooded, so you can't really fish. Let me just, as I say, I've hardly set any gear up. I've not put a net up or anything, only a landing net. But that's a nice roach to catch. Let's have a look at that. It's a beauty, isn't it? Big roach, probably 10 ounces, that one. Just single pinky. The river here, normally it doesn't flow at all, it's ripping through. Just caught in its lip now. A beauty, a Bobby beauty. Yeah, the river, everywhere's flooded. You can't really fish. Most rivers you can't even get near them, but because this is most of the water on the River Nene here, or the old River Nene, goes down the tidal Nene, so. Hello, Neil. Let me just show you where I am and what I'm doing. It's quite a pleasant day. Not red hot, but quite pleasant. Let me have a look. Let me get this thing out. Don't really want to drop my phone in there, do I? There. Let me reverse the camera and just show you what the river's like today. So this is. Yeah, the old River Nene. I'm on one of the more comfortable pegs. There's 3 pegs here which are sort of concreted for disabled anglers, and well, there's no disabled anglers about today. And there's down there. I drew down there on Sunday. That was a wild day. Right down the bottom, past that boat in what they call the Narrows, and it was hardly flowing on Sunday. And let's come back to me, and I'll just chat to you for a bit. And I caught, sometimes you have a little moan when you draw, and I must admit I wasn't happy because it wasn't a good area, but I ended up with £18 and was second in the section, so, and some lovely roach. But today, this river is just, it's nice, and it's cold, but it's nice. So I've been here an hour, and I've had about, I'd had 9 fish. Took me just cupping in a bit of ground bait, perhaps not quite an hour. Cupping in a bit of ground bait with some pinkies in. Let me have to show you them. So it's all it is just a bit of, well, it's Sonu Bait's Deep River, so it's like a sticky mix, and I'll put a few more pinkies in there. Quite a few pinkies in it, hardly moving, and it's not very deep, so I've just cut those in, and I'm fishing at 6 metres, over depth, only a little bit over depth though, because the bottom here is not like a lovely gravel bottom. The bottom here is leaves and weed and rubbish, so you can't fish that much over depth, so you sort of have to alter your float until you just about get it through. And I've overshotted the float by, well, I'm fishing a 3 gram float. Come back to me again. I'm fishing a 3 gram DT Nevis float, and I bet I've overshotted it by a lot anyway. I've just kept putting number 8 shot until I can but I still can't really hold it that still. I'm just sort of easing it through the swim. I will try and catch another one. Hi, Steve. I'm going to try and catch another one for you. Let's have a look. Let's put this in. I've got a few new things. Look, I've got a new landing net handle. Let me show you my lovely Bobby's lovely landing net handle. There, that's a nice one. Just Father Christmas bought that for me yesterday. So I tested that out. I've also got a new front bar but I'm not using it like a support bar. So there's the supports for it. I can keep them on the box. I don't use them for this sort of fishing, but I know where I'm going to fish Sunday. I might need to use it if I'm fishing a long distance. Let's just try and catch you a fish. I don't know whether I will because it is hard. Just screw that on. Come back to me. Come back to Bobby boy. Oh, what's that doing? Won't reverse the camera now. Ah, there it is. That's good. Let me just tilt it. One of these days I'm going to drop this expensive phone in the water, haven't I? Look at that lovely blue sky. So I've got a big hook on. I've got a 16 hook on, but just put a single pinky on it because when it's ripping through like this, the fish. And I've just kept adding shots on, so the float wants to go under. So it's well overshotted. Just wants to keep going under all the time. So when it does that, I'm trying to just hold it and looking for the odd fish. Pick out a biggish. Seems a lot. Single pinky, but it doesn't look too bad on this hook, really. As I say, the fish really, they don't get chance to. I'm fishing it. So I've got 4 metres of line, 4 metre rig on there, and then just adding 2 sections on. Then just dropping it in where I've cupped in at 6 metres. Fairly rich because I think the bait's just going to whiz away today. Hi Steve. Hi Simon. Josh. Yeah, I am all good. But so I just had a good quality roach, and I was thinking about packing up. I only really come out to chat to everybody. Mark's watching, 1 or 2 people. So I'm trying to sort of. I can't stop it dead still. I don't know what you'd need, even with a flat float. I don't know what you'd need on to actually stop it dead still. But I don't think it matters as long as you can just ease it through a bit. Whether I'll catch another one or not, I don't know. As I say, I'd only had 9 fish, then I just had a nice big roach. But they might take a little while to come onto the feed today. That can often happen. So I might give it a little bit longer, but I probably won't fish. I shouldn't really have come out. It was freezing cold, wasn't it? So I waited until I didn't get down here till after 12. So, but it's just nice to talk to everybody, isn't that really? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, the float isn't held up all the time because I've overshot it. So the float's trying to go under. It isn't held up at all, really. The float's trying to go under, and I'm hanging on to it. So you can just ease it through a little bit, and so a tiny bit of the. I came down today really because I've got to do a video for Angling Trust next week. Not got to do, but I'm going to do a video for Angling Trust, and I thought I'd just come down to see. Well, I knew there was fish here because I was here on Sunday. Hey, wasn't it wild Sunday? Was anybody out fishing Sunday? But it was so lovely and warm. But it's been a long while since I've fished in wind like that. It was windy. Really, I should have, 9 fish and that 1 roach. I really should have packed up and gone home, but I'll give it. I've only put 1 rig up, so I won't give it too long. Get back home to Bernie, get some lunch, put my feet up and watch a movie. I've done most of my prep for the week, so all I'm doing. You can't fish it too much over depth. You can keep overshotting it, but all I'm doing is just running it through. So I've cut that ground bait in at 6 metres, and I'm just running the float through. A big bit of weed now. So I'm just running that float through over that 6 metre line. So really I've cut the ground bait in, it'll drop down and then that'll go out in a sort of a stream. The flow of the water will just spread that, and you hope it will draw a few fish in even from a long distance. So sometimes it takes a little while. Also here you can sit here and then it might suddenly slow up, because it's very rare that this river will flood, and it's sort of, although the level's not up that high, it is, you'd class this as being in flood. So the pace is up, but the level's not up. See, although I'm just fishing depth, look, I'm good at catching leaves. That's what happens, you get an odd leaf. How would they stay on the bottom like that when the river's ripping through? I don't know. Unless it's one that's just coming down, because there is a lot of rubbish coming down today. I'm just dropping that in and just running it through, as I say, and I haven't had many fish. And whether I'll catch another one or not now, I don't know. But at least I'll get a chance to chat to you. No, I'm not bagging, Mark. It's tough. It's a real tough day. Usually when I come out like this, I'm always bagging, and I like it like that. But I thought I'd show you that sometimes Bobby has a tough day, and this is one of them. The good news is I'm 4 miles from home. That's really good news. And I'm only about 100 yards from my new white van. I haven't got far to go. So I'm just going to keep running it through. You wouldn't really, in these conditions, you wouldn't expect to catch anything. It's just that there's so many fish in this river that I knew I'd catch something. But you just, as I say, normally you just wouldn't catch anything with these conditions. You think the fish are freezing cold as well, so it's been a hard frost, freezing cold, and it's ripping through. You know, the water's dirty as well, which is, we had a lot of rain. That storm, the storm was named Bert. What a name to give a storm, Bert. Hey, Bert's coming there at your way. Yeah, Bert. I wonder who gave it that name. Oh, I hope I'm not annoying any Berts out there. See, I still haven't had, so I've had that one big roach that I had just at the start, and I've not had although the bait looks pale, looks like something's been sucking it. Yeah, you sort of, if you look at the bait, you think, oh, it looks like something sucked it there. Sort of, yeah, very white at the top. Hi, Daniel. How, Andy? What do you do with all the tackle you collected over the years? Well, I don't usually give it away to charity or something. Daniel. And I've had some lovely new products this year, because I've been with Preston and with Fox Matrix. So I've been lucky to have a load of new equipment. I got a load of stuff yesterday. As I say, I've got a new bug bar, new landing net handle, a few other bits and pieces. Come on, I want to try and catch a fish for you, but it's not easy. How much longer will I give it? Usually I'm catching those. Hi, Wilf. But it's a matter of just running it through, and then I know that I'll get an odd fish. But that last big roach is sort of encouraged me to stay a bit longer. I think, oh, well, then maybe that they'll start feeding. And what happens is sometimes I've got it set so it's just touching bottom, but sometimes it catches on the bottom and it looks like a bite. The float sort of holds down. Hi, Lee. Hi, Gary. Gary, I'm only a little bit up from where we were on Sunday, Gary, but it's ripping through, and I'm not catching. Nothing like Sunday. It was perfect conditions then, wasn't it? Hi, Chris. It's not a bad day for fishing, except I couldn't believe, because this river hardly ever floods. It's usually always you can catch fish. I could have gone and got somewhere behind a boat or something, I think, and caught fish, but I'm too lazy. I just come to this lovely, comfortable peg, and I thought, Andy's got to go back to work. I thought I'd come to this lovely, comfortable peg and just try and catch something. And I know I'll probably fish for another 30 minutes, and I'll probably might catch one or two more. I don't know. There's not many fish feeding, that's for sure. But I did have that one big roach, didn't I, earlier on? So this is what happens. You catch, even though you're just dead depth, you still catch an odd bit of weed running through and catching, because it's although the height is not any more than normal, the pace of the river and rubbish coming through, and fish don't like it. You know, when it's dirty, filthy and rubbishy, they don't like that. And that's one of those days. All the way you used to live on my boat on the way in. I couldn't understand that. Oh, as Mark. Usually I don't mind fishing when it's like this. I bet sort of like tomorrow, I'm not going to fish tomorrow because I'll be doing a bit more prep for the weekend. But I'm betting tomorrow it will be perfect. Oh, there's a friend of mine, an angling friend, Stephen Smith, who lives. I've got one. Bobby's got one. So I say you keep running it through, and then suddenly you get one. So when I catch a fish, I can just unship it on the 5 metre joint. Not as big as that last roach, but not too bad. Hey, look, that's sort of like a 3 Ozzer. That's good, isn't it? 3 Ozzer. Look, it's blown the pinky up the hook. I'm mad, aren't I? Huh? Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun, and mad Englishmen go fishing when it's freezing cold and the river's flooded. There, that's a beautiful roach. There, can you see it? Hard to hold it. It's nice and easy to hold it for camera, but there. It's a River Nene. So I'm on the River Nene, Old River Nene, and it's normally more like, I haven't put a net up, I'm just putting well, if I was putting a net up, there wouldn't be much in it. And I'm on the, and this is in March in Cambridgeshire. And usually you can come here when there has been a lot of rain, and always it's perfect, or there's a bit of colour, so it's nice. But today it's a bit over the top, so I'm not going to give it much longer. Hi, Derek. You have to have bad, yeah, he's right. Derek Skinner, good friend of mine, used to be an ace on this river, but we don't see him here anymore. But he used to win a lot on punch. And as he says, you have to appreciate you have to have bad days, and you appreciate the good ones, which I do. But I quite like fishing this style. You know, when it's hard, and you've got to try and ease that float through slowly. You can't put it through at pace because you wouldn't catch anything, and you just try and ease it through, and just sort of slow it down enough. And I know I have slowed it enough because I'm catching odd fish, so I know I've slowed it down enough. And probably it might slow down in another hour. You don't know. Maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. Maybe I won't. But there, single pinky catching fish. I think you've seen enough of me for today, haven't you? I'll finish it. Hey, look at the blue sky again. So you've caught Bobby working again. I don't know why I come out today. I just sort of fancied it. And then when I saw the river, I thought, oh, shall I set up or shan't I set up? But I did. Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll post this now.